Hey everyone, welcome to JoJo's World.
Good transcendency, fellow citizens.
Welcome to Ibiza.
Ibiza?
Yeah, welcome to the Ibizan Institute for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'll be your spirit guide this afternoon, Liam S. Smith.
I pull out my yoga mat, take a seat. I'm like, ooh, take me on this journey, please. Ooh.
Together, we will achieve infinity and watch a lot of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, a little anime by Hirohiko Araki.
Oh, I love Hirohiko Araki. I hear he's in vogue right now.
Now everyone, check your thetan levels and we'll figure out what level of the cult you're on.
I just put like 2 fingers to my forehead and then stroke my nose. I'm like,
That's the Scientology thing.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Nick,
Yes.
you're one of my co-hosts.
I am one of the co-hosts, and you, Liam, are one of the co-hosts.
That's right, and this is JoJo's World, our JoJo's Bizarre Adventure recap and discussion podcast, where today we are recapping and discussing the 11th episode out of 12 so far of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 6, Stone Ocean, which is the 163rd episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as a whole, covering chapters 44 through 47 of the original Stone Ocean manga, but specifically in terms of JoJo as a whole chapters,
Damn right.
638 through 641.
That is not that many.
That is the normal amount of episode per chapter ratio.
I don't know if I believe that, but I'll take your word for it.
This episode is, of course, entitled Operation Savage Garden, parentheses, Head to the Courtyard, end parentheses, comma, Part 2.
All in full words.
Oh, I'm sorry, I also missed the exclamation point after Courtyard.
Thank you. Can you reiterate what the episode name is?
Operation Savage Garden, parentheses, Head to the Courtyard, exclamation point, end parentheses, comma, Part 2.
Thank you.
This episode is about what if space was indoors?
What if the hit movie Gravity
Took place in a rec room.
and was an anime
Yeah.
and didn't have any of the romance elements whatsoever? Were there romance elements in Gravity? I don't know.
Haven't seen it.
Neither have I.
Nick,
Yes.
as I have talked about at length to you this morning, yesterday I saw what could loosely be described as a live-action anime in terms of the stylized anime bullshit that goes on in it. Though it is, of course, a Chinese-American movie. Everything, Everywhere, All the Time. It's a good movie. You should watch it. It has multiverses, karate, and ratatouille phenomenon.
Hey, speaking of phenomenon, did you know that we have patrons?
Doesn't sound right to me.
Well, Liam, you'd be shocked to find out that we do. And have had patrons for a while.
What?
That's-
Tell me more.
But there's not much to fucking tell, alright? Just calm your farm down, because this week's patron is the aptly named Ken.
Ken.
An American name from Street Fighter, but with a Japanese counterpart in Ryu.
And an American girlfriend in Barbie.
American girlfriend in Barbie. Is she American?
Probably.
Are you sure?
She's Japanese. She's my favorite anime.
Barbie.
There's got to be a better way.
What?
I've gone back to the infomercial riff that was leading us
Oh,
into that.
I see.
It was an awkward transition, I'm willing to admit that.
But you know what? This is what the patrons pay for, alright? This is what they give us the money for. This is what Ken wants us
Who are
to
your
do.
top 5 Kens, Nick?
Ken Watanabe.
Yep, great
Easily
choice.
right up there.
Yep.
Ken from Street Fighter. Ken from King of Fighters.
Which one was he?
I don't know if he exists, but
Okay.
I assume that for legal reasons there is a counterpart in there that exists.
Sure.
My friend Ken from uni, who really pulled me out of a hard time with an assignment.
Good on you, Ken.
I don't know if he's still alive or not, but I assume he is. And me, Ken.
Nick, you have, of course, failed this question by failing to mention our patron, Ken.
Oh,
Thank you, Ken.
I'm sorry. He's number 0, as he
the
is above
secret
the
boss.
ranking. Yes, he's rank S, obviously.
Nick, I've started playing the online MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV, which features a free trial up until level 50, including first expansion Heavensward. I, however, am not eligible for that free trial because I purchased the game at launch back in 2014 and only played like 10 hours of it.
Wait, so does that mean that you
I'm
don't...
never eligible for the free trial.
Wow, okay. So you
I
don't
have
get...
to pay the subscription if I want to play.
Oh no, Liam. Just make a new account. Get the free trial.
No, because I had a compelling reason that I didn't want to do that, but I can't remember it.
Is it because you're lazy?
No.
you
I
sure?
think it's because my free trial account, well, my purchasing account is already associated with the email address I would use to track to make sure I'm not getting charged for 6 months when I'm not playing the game.
Right, I see. But couldn't you do it with literally any other email?
But I wouldn't check that.
No, that's fair. I know I don't check my emails. Yeah, good luck getting into contact with me, anyone.
In conclusion, I've been playing this game for 3 days now, and I haven't gotten past character creation.
Why am I not surprised by this? To be fair, you did send through a lot of pictures of character creation.
I sent through 4 for the group chat to vote on, and that was culled down from about 8.
Liam, sidebar. Question.
We've entered the sidebar.
Okay, so...
Sidebar with Nick.
Hi, I'll have a gin and tonic, thank you. So, question.
And then the sidebar is like beep boop.
There's so many elements to this sidebar. Why do you spend so long making these characters?
You gotta look good. What's the point if you don't look good?
Damn right. And that's why Ken is my favourite patron.
That's right, and that's why I'm here to talk to you today about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 6, Stone Ocean. I haven't read Crazy Diamond's Bizarre Heartbreak or the new Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohans yet, so I can't talk to them. Stop asking me. No one's asked.
It's like, don't at me. No one added me. I want you to. Don't you dare. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good episode, I guess. It's a big fight.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. I would say we're kind of like in the weird zone where I think they want to get on with this bit to get onto the next bit.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Just very strange.
Nick, I have distressing news.
What?
The JoJo Wiki will be doing server maintenance in 3 hours, 22 minutes, and 53 seconds. We are on the clock.
Okay, look. As long as we can get the important information out of it, we'll be fine. Right?
Okay.
Right? We're always on topic all the time. It doesn't take us 4 hours to record these episodes.
Towards the end of this episode, we learn the name of the stand user of Jumping Jack Flash, and so that we don't have to keep referring to him as the unnamed stand user, let's get that out of the way right at the top. His name is Lang Rangford.
Lang Rangford?
Yeah.
I thought it was Wrangler.
Oh, sorry, you're right, yeah.
Lang
Wrangler. Now, I think I may have mentioned in a previous episode, I've been listening to a lot of the podcast Bunta Vista of late.
Okay.
And they have a segment called The Great American Hall of Name, where they read out lists of names of American people in, like, sporting associations and things like that.
Yeah.
And Lang Wrangler would fit right in there.
I mean, Lang Wrangler just sounds like Lone Ranger, but shit.
Yeah. Oh, by gum, it's the Lang Wrangler.
Ew. Do we have to go, look at him? Like, really?
Avert your eyes, children, it's the Lang Wrangler.
Don't look at his weird ropes.
He's perverse.
They come out of his fingers.
Much like Jolene Cujo.
Oh, God. Is Jolene Cujo the real Lang Wrangler?
Nick, Lang Wrangler's name is drawn from 2 sources.
I'm not surprised.
Helmut Lang, an Austrian artist and former fashion designer.
Ooh.
He showed his first Helmut Lang runway collection in Paris in 1987, then later moved to New York. He used unconventional materials such as rubber, feather, and metallic fabrics and redefined the silhouette of the 1990s and early 2000s.
Interesting.
I would say that much like the character of Lang Wrangler, who seems to wear, like, rubber and metal.
Our boy, Mr. Helmut Lang, also likes zero gravity.
Yeah, sure. And the other source is, of course, Wrangler Jeans.
Ah.
Hi, I'm Wrangler Jeans. I hear there's a Lang Wrangler here I need to wrestle.
Yes, that's him over there, officer, please, if you would. By the way, good jeans.
Thanks.
I made them myself.
Wrangler jeans were first made by the Bluebell Overall Company. I'm not going to read you the history of the Wrangler Corporation.
But what if they were in some kind of controversy?
Nothing. There's no subtitle on their Wikipedia page.
Damn it. This section started so strong, and now it's just become, some fashion brands are actually fine. They're really boring. but they're
Hirohiko
fine.
Araki should name more characters after Nazi sympathizers.
We need to know who they are, and Araki needs to filter it down for us.
This podcast is the single best method humanity has devised of naming and shaming white supremacist fashion designers.
What does that say about us? Oh, man.
Nick, the Jojo Valet commentary for The Stand of Lang Wrangler, Jumpin' Jack Flash is as follows. I may have read this last episode, but I don't think I did.
We're going to read it again. You're going to listen.
As the name suggests, this stand ignores gravity and hops around.
That makes sense.
That name is, of course, Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Yeah.
As the name suggests, this stand ignores gravity
Yeah, Jumpin' Jack Flash. Jumping, obviously, you...
and hops around.
Yeah, and obviously...
I think I came up with this one after hearing the song, too. It wasn't really necessary to make it remotely controlled, so it became like a suit partway through.
Wait, partway through?
Partway through.
Wait, so he decided at some point...
First it was like your standard, stand that's a guy over there.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this isn't really necessary. And then, I think for most of this episode, all we really see of it is close-up shots of the turbines on Lang Wrangler's wrists.
And he's like, Jumpin' Jack's back! I don't know why I went Boston for a second there.
Or why you called the stand that.
Isn't it Jumping Jack Spark?
Jumping Jack Flash.
Flash, sorry, Jumping Jack Flash. I never meant offense. I never meant to hurt you, break you down, or, more importantly, zero your gravity.
While we're talking, listener...
Which is what we do on a podcast, yes.
While we're recording this podcast,
Yeah.
I thought I would let you know that listener Ben Tonic got in touch after the release of last episode with some information on Emporio's stand vis-a-vis ghosts of things.
Ghosts of things.
You remember Emporio's stand burning down the house, which has the ghosts of objects?
Yeah.
He has this to say.
I hope it's good.
To explain some of Emporio's weirdness vis-a-vis what exactly a dead place or thing is, part of why I think Dead Man's Questions is a good read, that is, of course, you remember the spin-off with ghost amnesiac Yoshikage Kira? Which
sure.
we've talked about in brief but haven't covered in thorough.
Is that the one where he comes back as a detective?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I'm with you.
It's a good read regardless of its protagonist, is that it fleshes out the world of the dead a lot in some neat ways that end up informing burning down the house's mechanics.
Ooh.
For example, ghost rooms exist folded within the living world, almost like a sinkhole dragging past impressions of the area into some sort of photo book of Monsters Inc. doors, all accessed through a thin crack in the wall. This obviously ties into how ghost rooms are accessed, but also how ghost objects exist with zero regard for how space actually works, such as Emporio carrying a trash bin in his pocket and the infinite void within the jacket.
The fuck?
You remember seeing those things?
Yeah, but how are there these rules established in JoJo's? Doesn't make any sense.
Stands can only be hurt by stands, apart from when, say, a stand flings a bunch of nuts and bolts at another stand. Also, just because I think it's neat, those cracks in reality keep piling up with ghost people, places, things, and get further compressed until the innermost ghosts are forever consumed by nightmare entropy lizards that also hunt our main character for eternity. Yes, it's still JoJo.
What? Araki, you beautiful
It's
genius.
like the Langoliers by Stephen King.
The Langolia. Oh, is that the one with the time lizards?
They're like time mouths, I think.
Oh,
but yeah.
okay, yeah. God damn. Thank you.
The only time mouth I'm interested in is my mouth at lunchtime.
What?
I'm on the sea time diet.
The sea time diet?
I'm on the sea time diet.
The hell is the sea time
I will
diet?
not expound on that any
Oh,
further.
okay, alright. I can only assume that it's something to do with the ocean. The Stone Ocean.
You are incorrect, but that's a great segue. This is, of course, the opening of Stone Ocean, episode 11 out of 12 to date.
We're quickly running into that wall again.
So, I don't really, other than the fact that we're running out of content for the podcast, I don't really give a shit about the staggered release of Stone Ocean on Netflix in batches. Obviously, it's awkward. The podcast's running out of content, and September is further than I prefer to wait. But some people on Twitter are really up in arms about the Netflix batch release model. But something that I have seen as a result of that is the last couple of announcements of the or promotions of the September release date do seem to be shrinking the amount of episodes that are coming out in that batch gradually, going from next 12 episodes in September to next 9 episodes in September.
I'm sorry, hang on a minute.
Might indicate some production problems, perhaps.
Yeah, just David himself is just now hang on a fucking second, guys.
Mr. David to you.
Monsieur David.
David Production.
He woke up one day.
Famous French fashion designer and radical anarchist.
One day he woke up and he looked at an episode and just went, Jesus fucking Christ.
It's rubbish! It's fucking raw!
He walks into the studio, slams down the film reel on the table and goes, look at this. Look at this. Do you see what this is? It's like, yeah, that's the only living copy of the episode that we have. The one that we all agreed.
It would live at your house. On fire.
It would live at your house. It would stay exactly where it is.
You would sleep with it in your bed.
And you would protect it for the next 6 months. Did I say that? It's like, yes, you said it in Japanese, our native tongue.
Which we are speaking right now.
Oh, did I? And then he picks up a lighter, and everyone in the room is like, David, what are you doing? He's like, I'm doing what needs to be done. There will only be 7 episodes in the batch. Chink! Now, get back to work, you monkeys. And then they all like go off and make that episode again.
Nick, thanks for vamping while I looked up those tweets I mentioned.
Yeah.
So there's 3 announcements screenshotted in this tweet I've pulled up here. The first one is, and I don't know which order they've come in, unfortunately. Episodes 13 to 24, coming 2022. Then, next after that, episodes 13 to 22, coming 2022. Then after that, again, episodes 13 to 22. So it seems to have shrunk.
Maybe someone just can't do math, and that first one was just wrong.
It would be a little disappointing if we do wait, what is that, like 9-10 months from December when it dropped last year to September this year, and then only get 9 episodes?
Look, you're not paying for quantity, you're paying for quality. In the sense that Netflix is ruining everything. To be fair though, if it does mean that they have better episodes, like...
But it might not.
I mean...
I was watching today's episode and there were a lot of...
missing sounds and just like...
Well, I didn't notice any missing sounds. I was going to say a lot of just like people talking over still frames.
Yes. But that's half of the JoJo's joy.
That's anime.
Yeah, that's anime right there. If you don't have someone saying, yes, we need to do this within 3 minutes over a 6-minute period, and then having to do the thing that's going to take 3 minutes, I don't know what are you doing with your life?
Well, we can only hope that, much like how early in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7 Steel Ball Run, it pivoted from a weekly release to a monthly release. We can only hope that shortly into the anime run of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7 Steel Ball Run, it will pivot from weekly 23-minute episodes to monthly 3-hour mini-movies.
I hope that what we actually get, instead of these batch releases that happen every 9 months, I hope we get 2 minutes of an episode every week.
Every day. Every day we get 30 seconds on TikTok.
And we're just like, oh my god.
Someone stitch it together. Someone stitch it together.
Wait, isn't that just... Isn't that kind of already what most TikTok storytelling accounts are?
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh god.
Anyway, we're 0 seconds into this episode and we've been going for 20 minutes.
Yep.
So let's get started.
Okay. We're in the security room.
We almost didn't talk about the episode for the length of the episode.
That would not be the first time it happened though.
So, yes, we're in the security room and the prisoner guards are like, there's something happening in Corridor 7B, which leads from the medical ward to the factory.
Can't let anyone get out of there.
So it's probably not a riot or something, but let's keep an eye out. What do you think, Father Pucci?
Who happens to be here for some reason?
He's like, I trust the prison and the prisoners. Anyway, can I look through all the phone records like I always do, please?
And the guards are like, of course, Father Pucci, you're never evil.
Even though we're dealing with a situation right now, you can just do whatever you want. Oh, I see a phone call from this particular phone to the Speedwagon Foundation. Better listen to that off screen.
How does he know what the Speedwagon Foundation is?
Well, if you recall, he's an associate of John Gallier, who was explicitly an adherent of Dio.
Indeed.
So it stands to reason he would have some information about Dio's, the organization that exists to assist Dio's greatest enemies.
I suppose
the Joestar family, the Speedwagon Foundation.
Indeed. That huge multinational corporation that it is now.
Yeah.
How big is the Speedwagon Foundation?
It's huge.
Like,
they can mobilize a secret unmanned submarine in a matter of minutes just for a one-man prison break. They fought with the Nazis in World War II, and remember all those resources they deployed in parts 3 and 4?
Yes. It's huge.
It's huge.
Did we see any of them in part 5?
Technically speaking, I think Koichi was there on their behalf.
Okay, alright. So they can just send people wherever they want,
Yeah.
do whatever they want. What if we just get an entire part that's dedicated to the Speedwagon Foundation's become too big?
Speedwagon Foundation spin-off, JoJo, Agents of Speedwagon.
Middle management
and it's like,
Speedwagon.
but Mr. Speedwagon, I thought you died. I did.
That was 100 years ago.
Or, for me, it was thousands. For I've existed through multiple iterations of this universe.
Do you enjoy my new form? You're just a big worm. Damn right I am.
And then he, everything, everywhere, all the times himself to have karate powers and punches a vampire.
Are there vampires in that movie?
Sadly not.
You would think a multiverse movie would have vampires.
There is a location that looks pretty much exactly like the, artificial evil cathedral in Nier Automata.
I can get down with that, okay. I
won't share any further plot events of that movie in case any of our listeners want to go see it, because they should. It's a good movie.
I was more hoping that Morbius would get tied.
Honestly, just really refreshing to have a high concept film that's not tied to a big franchise for the first time in a while.
Yeah, because you're just like, oh, it's a nice complete package. That's nice. Yeah, doesn't have to lead into anything, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some music playing nearby. I hope that's not picking up on the mic.
And if it is, you're welcome.
So Father Pucci does what he does off screen.
Yeah, he's all like, well.
Time to listen to the phone calls.
I'm off, boys.
I'm gonna go listen to this podcast.
Have you heard of a podcast called JoJo's Domain?
World. .net.
JoJo'sworld.net.
That's our website.
Wait, is that the name of the podcast in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
Jolene's like, weather report. I'm weightless, and now that you touched me, you too are weightless. Hang on, let me take off my coat.
And then Weather Report's like, that's correct. Hey, look, there's the door. It's locked.
The bad guy must be hiding in this laundry room somewhere. That bad guy's name, though we don't know it, Lang Wrangler.
God damn it. Lang fucking Wrangler.
That blast door over there is probably locked, and there's a keypad, but we don't know how to open it. That's a problem. And Jolene's like, I've got to pee. She goes on for a long time being like, it's so awkward, but I've got to, do the thing that starts with P.
Yeah, and we're all like, oh no, is it the second one? And then we are affirmed, no, it's the first one.
The second one.
Yeah, the second one.
That's not how people talk about it.
The third one. Anyway, it could be any of the 3 words, but it's not. She really needs to pee real bad.
And Weather Report's like, I already did pee. Go over there. You see, in zero gravity, all the blood rushes to the head, but too much blood to the head is bad, so the kidney goes into overdrive to reduce salts.
And Jolene is looking at him like, do you understand what the fuck is going on?
I love this posture she's got when she's trying to talk about how she needs to pee, where she's hunched up her shoulders. She's buff, by the way. She's probably the first time in a while we've gotten a good look at her biceps and
yeah. And she's shrugging as hell, but in desperation, kind of just like, what the fuck do you want? I need to pee real bad. This does not come up at any point later in the episode, but
oh, it does, because
does it?
He tells her to go pee in the corner like he just did.
Yeah.
And then while she's doing that, she notices all the liquid in from her pee and also from her bleeding nose start to that's a word. Start to shump out of the cracks in the room.
True.
Because they're now in a vacuum because Jolene touched the walls and the floors.
I thought that was Weather Report's pee, though.
Whatever.
Anyway, someone's urine.
We're not here to litigate whose pee is who.
Look, it's all the same liquid that's getting sucked away somewhere.
Yeah, and someone outside is like, oh, what just hit me?
Oh, that's not the urine I wanted. I want the other person's urine.
There's a nasty little pervert outside the factory window being like, yeah.
Some 4-foot fucking asshole being like, yes, give me... Is it someone?
He's getting a real gold experience.
Yikes. Big oof there.
Yeah, so they're in a vacuum, all the air is leaving the room, oh no. And all that blood is leaving our bodies because of our wounds. Quick, let's try and cram up those windows with all the furniture in here. Oh, it's not enough. We're in basically a vacuum.
And Weather Report's like, but you see, the real danger is
so
the loss of
Jolene's
air.
like, we're gonna suffocate. And and Weather Report's like, no, don't worry, we'll die long before we suffocate. This is one of several things in this episode where it's like Hirohiko Araki learns how space works. Like where last episode it was like learns how weather works.
Yeah, but to be fair, this episode is then Hirohiko Araki forgot how weather works.
Yeah.
and just decided, no, clouds create spacesuits. Yeah.
That's Stan magic, you know?
Yeah.
In a
It's still-
vacuum, blood boils up like water. In a zero-gravity vacuum, people's blood will dry up in 20 seconds before they even suffocate. Seems unpleasant. Then Lang Wrangler and Jumping Jack Flash shoots a heap of nuts and bolts at them. Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts, copies of it, for the Xbox 360.
But where is your mind going with this?
From this point, the Stan has just become turbines on his wrists.
Yeah. He is...
I'll reload my bullets, he says, and just pours a big pile of scrap into his...
nuts, bolts, screws.
Yeah.
More bolts, more nuts.
We'll get shot. We've got to hide. They've somehow easily circumvented the fact that last episode they couldn't really move around at all. Right?
Yeah, that's true. Now they're just wait, I have threads and you have the weather.
The weather report can move through the atmosphere pretty easily, I think, but Jolene, don't know.
But there's no atmosphere, it's a vacuum.
Weather report grabs her and takes her, and they go under some big heavy machinery to hide for a sec, and he uses all the remaining air in the room to form it into shaped clouds in the shape of spacesuits on either of them.
Which still retain their fashionable looks.
So it's roughly like a spacesuit helmet. On the joints, there's cloudy puffs.
Yep.
And then on each of their chests, there's still the pattern of their clothing. So the weather report has those rib or arrow shapes, and Jolene still has her heart butterfly.
Because of course we needed them. Yep. And they all have very large kneecaps, I'm just realizing.
Yeah, well, it's on the joints. They've got those cloud swirls.
Yes, that makes sense.
Cloud suits. The room is almost a complete vacuum. This is all the remaining air.
They only have about a minute left.
Yeah, he reckons 2 minutes tops. The rest of the episode goes for approximately
18 minutes.
Yes. Unless we forget, Jolene had merely 20 minutes to get to the
courtyard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's all good.
Time dilation because of space, right?
Well, we're in a vacuum and thus...
Time doesn't work.
Yeah, time moves slower in a vacuum.
Nick, we've said so many things this episode, just incidentally, that are foreshadowing of future Part 6 things.
Are they?
Kind of.
Okay, alright. Anyway, so she's in a spacesuit.
Yep, their wounds have stopped flowing freely, but they're running out of time.
So they're trying to think hey, why is that, dumpster over there not moving?
So Jolene uses her awesome powers of observation to realize that on the far side of the room, other objects aren't floating, so it's probably outside the zero-gravity vacuum zone.
It's an attack range.
Yeah. Stans have maximum attack ranges. And also that guy's probably hiding over there so he doesn't die in the vacuum.
That makes no sense.
Why?
Well, if he's standing over there not to die in the vacuum...
Yeah.
But he is in control of the stand. Couldn't he just lessen...
No, because it's, I think the idea is he can turn it off or on. But what is in the vacuum area is determined by what Jolene touches.
I see.
So I think it's a light switch rather than
a moving thing.
Yeah, he can turn it all on or all off, but not specific things
right.
on or off.
Okay, that makes sense.
Is the impression I get.
Yes.
From the context of the episode.
Yeah. And it has to be within that range for her to be able to touch it to turn it on.
What?
Well, if she were to go outside that range, she would then no longer be in zero gravity. But then if she touched
That's right,
something-
but if she landed on the floor, then because it's,
then what
it's
happens
linked
there?
to the things she touches. So if she touched the floor, then the zone would grow.
Oh, this is weirding me out. Yep. I have no idea because...
If we can get there will surely be normal air, she says.
And Weather Report's that's a good idea.
You must go, Weather Report. If you do not control the air now, you may miss your chance. Then there's a brief moment where a wound opens up on Jolene's arm and she immediately uses a bit of stone-free thread to sew it shut. Being the air pressure's getting pretty funky in these suits.
Yeah, and Weather Report can't do that, so she's probably safer to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sneaky. Nice little touch there, David.
Weather Report immediately gets attacked and his suit is punctured.
And Jolene's I fucked up.
Better defend him. And she tethers herself to some machinery, which acts like, how in spacesuits they've got the air hose.
Yep.
Which also acts as a tether.
Yep.
She's got that going on for the rest of the thing. Whereas Weather Report is free floating.
Whereas Weather Report is free floating. That is weird. That is a weird sentence to say. So he's just going away. He's having a bad time.
Yep. Jolene's deflecting shots.
She's doing her aura.
Doing her best to defend Weather Report. He bounces a bunch of shots off a green barrel, and we're like, oh no, an exploding green barrel. Thank God it's not red.
But it doesn't explode.
She blocks those ricochet shots, and he's like, oh, I wasn't just trying to ricochet off the barrel, I was applying zero gravity to it. For you see, it still has some air left in it, and now that it's punctured, it's flying right towards Weather Report and will explode and make him not do anything for the rest of the episode until he has to do something.
And so, what should happen? But the barrel flies forward, it explodes right into Weather Report,
Oh no,
and now he can't do anything until the episode demands that he does something.
that's right.
But in all of this, we get a lot of close-ups of Lang Wrangler.
Yep.
And man, his mask is the fucking worst.
Tell me more.
Just, like, there's something about him that reminds me of a giant ape, but his eyelids are stitched together.
Now, you compared him to something during this. What did you compare his look to during the watch?
Oh, during the watch. Oh, a Venture Bros character.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he looked just like a Venture Bros character.
Hanna-Barbera ass.
Yeah, just like-
superhero suit.
Just something that's like, yeah, this is meant to be a parody of superheroes, right? He looks like Kick-Ass, but horribly, horribly wrong. Like, he's got the goggles, he's got the bad eyes. It's just, oh, God, I hate it.
So Lang Wrangler realizes that he can't beat Jolene head-to-head because her stand is fast and strong enough to block any shots. He fires at her. So he hucks a heap of living rats into the vacuum at her, which boil and explode and cover her cloud visor, which exists and is physical, I guess.
Yep, weather control, yep.
In blood.
Yep. So now she can't see anything. She's like, oh no, I can't see anything. She's covered in the acidic blood of rats.
That's right, if it bleeds, she can kill it. And she just did, because they exploded in a vacuum.
But unfortunately, acid.
I did not expect you to fight against my ability like this. This is checkmate. And he shoots a bunch of shots that appear to strike home in Jolene's face and body. And he's like, I did it. Now I am the best.
I'm Lang fucking Wrangler.
Yeah, everyone will fear my name. I'm glad I was imprisoned here.
Fucking Jumpin' Jack Flash is
I'm not
the
owned.
best. I don't have the worst mask in the series so far.
There's nothing I can't do. I'll take the disc to Whitesnake, and if I want to, I can kill him.
And then he goes to move
It's like,
away.
I can do it with my own hands, and then let me just look at my own hands now. What's this on my wrist turbines? I see. A bunch of spiritual strings are in all of the, the sockets? The barrels?
The hole.
The holes that the bullets
bits?
come out of?
Yeah, the holes that are on the circle bit.
Yeah. And they lead back to String Girl herself, Jolene Cujo.
What? But she's dead.
But not so. She's just covered in rat blood.
She's covered in rat blood.
Jolene gets an infectious blood-driven disease after this.
Oh my god. And we get a very ominous shot of her eyes. Very anime style, being like...
And none of the shots actually went into her because Jolene, as we see, had all... She's like, I knew you'd do it. You didn't win. She had already tied up a heap of the nuts and bolts in the little box of nuts and bolts that he loads into his wrist gauntlets.
And so she's just got all these threads coming through.
So she could use her thread to stop them before they hit her.
Classic.
Right?
Yep. And then so when he was reloading, she just thread him through.
Yeah, so now, by the act of trying to shoot those shots, they are now tethered together by her spiritual powers.
They are now ensnared like the movie Gravity.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think that's what the plot is. Like, I'm pretty sure Sandra
Well,
Bullock...
the movie Gravity is about how stands attract stands. And in this particular instance, a stand is attracting a stand in a much more literal sense by pulling on the rope that connects them
So Jolene pulls Lang Wrangler
into the gravity space vacuum zone.
and he's like,
no, not my blood.
And so he starts boiling alive.
Yep.
And then he starts bulging his eyes, which is even more horrifying than I could have imagined.
You are the one in a complete vacuum, she says.
Which I think is a great, not insult, what do you call it?
Coup de grace thing to say.
Yeah, a real, now it is you that is in a complete vacuum.
You like vacuums, huh? have all the vacuums in the world.
But I wanted to be in a partial vacuum. Well,
No.
you're in a complete vacuum now.
And because you don't have a cloud suit, you'll explode faster than the rest of us. We've won, she says. You must deactivate the zero gravity immediately. And he's like, damn, let me think about the crime that put me in this prison and my backstory. I stabbed a female professor 69 times.
63 times.
69.
69? Get the fuck out of here.
The nicest number of times to stab someone.
Damn.
Other than 0. Right?
If you're going to stab someone, make sure it's 69 times. Or like that guy from Mayhem who stabbed his band member 36 times in the back and then said, oh, it was an accident.
Is this real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked.
So Mayhem have quite a streak of murdering each other, where it was like, one of them stabbed one of the other bandmates 36 times, and then in court was like, oh, no, my finger slipped. And the judge was like, your finger slipped 36 times. It's like, yeah, it was an accident. I must have fallen over and whoops. And that was it. They were like...
This is our true crime podcast, JoJo's World.
Yeah, so what really happened is he stabbed him 36 times in the back and was like, no, I can just pretend I didn't do it. So
That's
he's
fucked.
in jail now,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And then another bandmate apparently, when he, decided to just end his life, he left a note that would just said, sorry about the mess. And then they used his teeth as necklaces.
Nick,
and,
this is a very sad series of stories
I
you
know.
decided to share for no reason.
Well, look, 69 times reminded me of stabbed 36 times in the back. And I was like, oh, maybe he just did it by accident. 69 times, just whoops. Oh, sorry.
Lang Wrangler draws on his knowledge of chemistry
Yep. From the professor that
Yep.
he stabbed 69
Yep.
times in the back. Yep.
and tells us from a little bottle that he pulls out, a reaction between hydrogen peroxide and manganese dioxide produces oxygen. Just like the oxygen in this bottle, which keeps building up. I'll make a headstone out of your piss-soaked body with this glass, he says, and throws it at her, and it explodes into a bunch of icy shards.
So that actually makes a lot more sense than I thought it would. Because
Jolene Cujo, your blood vessels will rupture first, since you're covered in wounds.
that's how that works.
And then he says to himself, I got incarcerated for murder.
He
He just says that.
he yells it at the top of
It's
his
a
lungs.
standalone sentence.
Yeah. He's
Much like the sentence that he's serving for murder.
I do love that. Imagine if, like, you were in jail and you're like, haha, I'm going to murder you. I was incarcerated for murder.
That means I'm capable of it.
Yes! It's like if you're at university and you pass one exam and then you go into another exam
And you say, I was incarcerated for murder.
and everyone in the room's like, shit, he could pass this exam.
Yeah. So Jolene's cloud suit has been dissipated by the oxygen bomb.
And she's looking terrified.
Oh no.
But
But then, our best boy Weather Report, everyone's favourite character, sacrifices his own cloud suit to give Jolene a cloud suit. And he's like, take this, the last of my Hamon.
use it well. Make those laser eyes
Take
fail.
it from me, Jojo.
And Jolene's like, Weather Report. And then Weather Report's face basically becomes bulbous and weird.
Yep, pustules of boiling blood.
Yep.
And they've trapped Lang Wrangler in a real Sophie's Choice, where he can let his blood boil and die horribly, or he can turn off the zero gravity and let the atmosphere rush back in and let Jolene beat him up.
And so he thinks to himself, well,
Well, that's the better chance.
look, I could probably get away. And then the air comes back.
And Jolene immediately punches him in the face with Stone Free. It's like, you should have turned the oxygen back on before when you were a bit further away, idiot.
The air has pulled you into my grasp, you fucking moron.
And she does big punches on him.
And then-
She looks glorious.
Powerful,
She's backlit,
biceps,
rippling,
shimmering, glistening,
still technically flying.
still kind of in the air.
She punches the shit out of him. He lands in a laundry hamper of dirty clothes. She grabs the disc, touches down, lands softly, and is ultimately fine for how much blood boiled.
So she looks down at Weather Report, and he's pretty
less
fucked.
fine.
Yeah, he's pretty fucked up at this point, but he's alive.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Meanwhile, Father Pucci is like, if I go down this corridor, then I can look out into the courtyard. And that's about it for that.
Yep. So I think Weather Report explains that down the corridor there's a door that leads to the
Well,
courtyard.
no, they're in front of this door.
Yeah. They're
in front of this door. The door that they can't get through.
Yeah.
Jolene's like, I'll get a prison guard to open it with Lang Wrangler's work permit, which is how we learn his name.
Now, I noticed, I don't know if you noticed, but his photo,
His official prison work permit photo,
the one that he wants people to see,
the one that the prison probably mandated he take.
the one that if we were to say, hey, Lang Wrangler, can I see your driver's license? And he'd hand it over.
Not even that, because it's not a driver's license. It's his prisoner ID that they need to be able to identify him via.
Yeah. He's
Like-
wearing...
He's wearing the costume and the mask.
Is he wearing the goggles too?
Yeah.
Like, everything's there.
You can't see his face.
That's just his normal everyday outfit.
Yep.
And his thing he can't take off, apparently. Like, because they get you to take off your clothes for that, don't they?
Yeah.
So, is that just his skin?
We can only hope.
Ugh. His weird hair-like skin.
Trick the guards into opening the door. Then, once the door opens, knock them out and force your way into the courtyard. But Jolene, you'll be charged with attempting to escape, and you'll receive 6 months solitary confinement where you can't even exercise.
And then Jolene's like,
That's
that's
fine.
enough.
I gotta save my dad.
My whole life's purpose right now is getting this disc out of here.
My own motivation is intrinsically linked to the welfare of my father, not my own welfare.
That says a lot about her own
I mean, to
self-respect.
be fair, that is kind of Jolene's whole thing, like the way she pretty consistently in stand battles like sacrifices her own welfare to achieve the goal.
Literally in this one, she got shot a bunch to then not be shot a bunch.
And like threw herself into vacuum a couple of times.
Yeah. So she's pretty reckless.
The guards are coming. Weather report, you go hide, because if the guards see your wounds, they might think something's wrong and I won't be able to get through the gate.
Ah, classic.
Not weather report, go back that hallway we just came through, which leads directly to the medical wing. Go hide.
Just hide for all. Can I heal myself? Shh.
So he hides behind some barrels, and she bangs on the door and holds up and scans the Lang Wrangler access card. And a voice that we recognise, but which Jolene doesn't, is like, "Oh, it's you. What is it, Lang Wrangler?"
What are you trying to do? And then slowly but surely,
Hold still. I'll open the door.
the door opens.
And it's not a guard. It's a priest that Jolene's never seen before.
Why? It's a father. It's a father. Poochie. And Jolene's like, what? Who's this guy? This isn't a guard.
What's with his attire? Yeah, hang on. Direct quote. Who is he? He's neither a guard nor a prisoner. What could his attire mean? He's just clearly wearing priest clothing.
He's not a father.
Like it's JoJo-y priest clothing.
But it's
it's
still-
it's a black, like, frock with a big cross on it and a priest collar.
And he does have priest hair, so...
The famous priest hair where a grid of hair connects all of your main facial features.
Have you never seen a father wear all of his hair?
Yeah, I've
is
seen
connected?
Hot Priest in Fleabag.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then, to be continued.
2B.
So she doesn't get to punch him yet.
No
Very
punchies yet.
interesting.
She hesitates because he's not a guard, and who is this man?
What's Father Pooch?
If only she knew. Then she could punch him and resolve all of her problems. Right?
I mean, yeah, pretty much, because she has the element of surprise, ironically. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't know she's there because she's hiding in the shadows of the door he just walked through. He hasn't been playing enough Dark Souls. He didn't check his corners.
He's not holding up his shield right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't read the note that said, beware of right, as he went through the doorway.
As he commonly thought, the note's just going to say try but hole. And then when he turns, oh no, there it is. Oh no.
So, Nick, what are our highlights and lowlights for this episode?
My highlight is probably going to be, I don't want to say it's the bit where he just yelled out, I got incarcerated for murder. But when he goes full insane and he's like, I got away with it. And then Jolene's like, did you?
Did you?
I think that's probably my highlight because he's so confident and his face is literally bulging at the seams. And I love me a good bit of body horror. So it's all the bits I like being like, yeah, this is good stuff. This I can get into. This is some tasty, tasty moments.
My highlight is probably the little maneuver Jolene does with threading the threads through the turbine to pull him in. Like, you know, I love a good imaginative stand use. And even
Yeah.
if I don't really understand the mechanics of how she got the string into the box in the first place.
Well, that's when he was reloading.
Yeah, but the box was all the way over there.
Yeah, and her string went through it.
Anyway.
It's JoJo's, baby.
Like, I think it's a cool enough climax that I'm willing to overlook that.
Yeah.
And our lowlights...
The P word?
Yeah, I think, like, not even the fact that she needs to pee. Like, I think that's like an Araki, like...
It's a
I
staple.
learnt about science bullshit thing, and I'm gonna put it in here. Just like, I feel like it's kind of incongruous with Jolene's character to be so shy about it.
Yeah, considering that, well, I mean, to be fair, she wasn't really super outgoing with the first scene in the show where she was like, I was doing that thing. What
Rochu.
thing? Rochu?
Yeah, her boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. But, like, even in the first scene, she's like, the guard caught me wanking off.
Yeah, but I mean, that's different from needing to pee as well.
Yeah, I guess so. One of them is sort of like, there's no fluid coming out of me. Well,
Moving on.
yeah, anyway. So, I don't know. That bit's like, yeah, like, what is the point of this bit?
So is that yours as well?
To be fair, my lowlight's just probably going to be how quickly we resolve the pull-in punch bit. Because I feel like there could have been more gloating when that happens.
Sure.
But
Love
yeah.
a good bit of gloating.
Yeah, love a good bit of gloating.
So, Nick.
Yes.
Jolene has almost got to the courtyard. She has opened the final door, but a priest has stepped through it. A priest she doesn't recognize, but we do. It is, of course, Father Pucci, the stand user of Whitesnake.
Yeah.
Weather Report is pretty injured. Jolene is also should be pretty injured, but seems fine.
So,
What will happen next time? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stone Ocean, episode 12, the final episode of this batch, torrential downpour warning.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, I know that the surprise that Jolene had on the guard is gone.
The surprise that Jolene had on the guard is
However,
gone.
the surprise of this scene is not yet lost on me because, oh my god, I was very surprised when I saw Father Pucci walk in. Because
Yeah.
I thought, I think I remarked to you, I was like, wow, this happened very quickly.
You thought he might be waiting at the courtyard for them?
Yeah, I thought, maybe we would just...
Or he would just send someone else
yeah,
again?
he said someone else or something else would happen. We wouldn't just have Father Pucci versus Jolene now, you know? But we have also had, in part 5, the boss came
Yep.
in mid-season with the wrong silhouette. In part 4, Kira got away. And in part 3, we found a submarine. So we do
It's
have
true,
these...
we did find a submarine.
Yeah, we do have these mid-season things that happen with the bad guy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even in part 2, it's like, oh, we lost to the bad guy mid-season.
Well, keep in mind still, like, who knows what could happen next time, but at this point, Jolene doesn't know who Pucci is, and Pucci doesn't know Jolene's there. So
Yeah.
it could still go multiple ways.
Yeah. So maybe Jolene makes a very rough estimate that's like, how could he know that I was here? Well, he had to know that I was here if he knew where I was going, because the door was locked. But how did he know who Lang Wrangler is? Maybe it's him, and then punch him. Or she'll just be like, I don't know what to do, because we're in a calm situation.
And it's a priest.
Yeah, and Jolene only works well in extremely high-tension
Oh,
situations.
like all JoJo protagonists.
Exactly. Not very good in the calm times, very good in the tense times.
Yeah.
Um,
They're better quick thinkers than they are slow fit thinkers.
exactly. When they're in zero gravity,
They got perfect powers of observation.
but when they're in normal gravity,
They suck.
that's about it. Yeah, I don't know. I reckon she'll just wait too long, and then Father Pucci will be like, "Okay, I need to just manipulate her because she doesn't know who I am."
So
yet."
she won't successfully hide from him then.
I think
Or
she'll
won't try to.
Yeah, I think she'll just be like, "Who are you? Are you a guard?" And he'll be like, "No, I'm just a chaplain. Where are you off to, child?" And she's like, "Out of my way, nerd."
I've got to get to the courtyard for Operation Savage Garden.
And then he will try to attack her. Weather Report will pounce in and be
Using
like,
his stand?
"Yes."
Ah.
And
So
the weather-
then she'll know.
No, Weather Report will know because Jolene will be facing that way.
Oh, okay.
And so Jolene will turn around. Weather Report will be like, "He's a bad guy," and she'll be like, "He's a what?" But still not piece it together.
Oh, okay.
And it'll be one of those classic JoJo's moments where like, Jolene,
Just talk to each other.
Yeah, you dumb fucking goddammit, just do the thing. And that'll go on for like the whole episode.
They'll go on for the rest of the season.
Yep, and then she'll make it to the courtyard.
And what will await there for Operation Savage Garden?
Has she got the mind or the soul disc?
She got the Star Platinum disc.
Star Platinum disc. I mean, Jotaro probably won't be there so much as just a representative.
Yep.
And then he'll be like, "Thank you."
So it's a human person?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
How did they get into the prison courtyard?
I didn't think that through. What if it's just like they come up in a
Just like a
capsule?
jetpack guy?
Oh my god, maybe. Or just like a capsule that comes from
Oh,
underneath.
from the center of the earth where the Speedwagon
Yeah.
Foundation secret base
Yeah,
is.
and there's just drills up. Hello, give me that. All right, goodbye. It's like, can I come with you? No, this only fits one.
I need the second seat for my
My feet.
my bottle of cola.
No, please, I beg of you. Goodbye. Something like that, maybe? Or just, hey, chuck it over the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real easy.
Yeah, and then she just hurls it into the sea.
Where the unmanned underwater vehicle is.
Yes. Something to that effect, I think, is probably what's going to go down. And then
It lands perfectly in Jotaro's comatose body and spins back up. And then Star
Yeah.
Platinum can walk him around like a puppet.
I don't know if that's gonna happen. It's not gonna be like,
Star Platinum's like, at last, I can speak. So do you want to go get a coffee or something?
it's me, Jotaro, but in my truest form. Oh, what form is that? Undead.
I don't know what you're doing.
Neither do I.
Okay.
Cool. I'm glad we don't know what's going on.
You want to go look at some dolphins? Says Star Platinum.
I'd like that. I don't know what's going to happen with Poochie after that, though. Because I don't know if he's going to get moided, and then a new, bigger, evil guy's going to
Much
show
like
up.
Keicho Nijimura in part 4.
Exactly. Where it's like,
Or Pulpo in part 5.
oh, Pulpo, you sweet banana-eating fuck.
Or Risotto Nero, maybe more accurately.
Yeah, but Risotto Nero was his own man at some point. He was just like a rogue loose
Yeah,
cannon.
the Hitman team, you remember?
The Hitman team. Thank you. Oh god, I remember.
How could we ever forget the Hitman team?
I did kind of forget the Hitman team. I don't know what's going to happen though. I think we might have Poochie be fine, but then he'll run away. Maybe, possibly, because they are weakened now.
And then it's like now Jolene knows who he is, so he can't be in the prison anymore, so she has to break out of the prison to go get him.
Ooh. Or he's going to stay in the prison, but now he knows where she. Well, he already knows.
He
where
just
she is
stays out of the
times.
women's prison in part.
Yeah.
He's like, damn, I can't get him.
Yeah, maybe it's like more and more security restraints are put on her.
Nick, that thing that I just said reminded me of an image I put in our group chat yesterday, which
Yes.
appears to be from some, I would assume some sort of comedy anime, but I don't have a source on it. But it's just a big wall of white kanji or katakana, I don't know,
Okay.
on an otherwise black screen, which says... So in the second season of Prison Break, they've already broken out of prison, but the name works once you realize that society is a prison.
Fuck, that is too
That's
real.
Stone Ocean, baby.
That's Stone Ocean right
The
there.
real Stone Ocean is society. And
What
the
if-
real prison is prison.
What if that is the message, though?
Well, we'll find out next time and then in September.
On JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
And more specifically, JoJo's World. And until then, maybe even in the second batch we'll have a new theme song. But until then,
One day.
to be continued.
Continued. Da-da-dun.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Loving it.